All right, gamers, gear up. Today, we're cracking the code on a core mechanic that literally separates the pros from the NPCs. Welcome to your ultimate guide on Python loops.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You've just soloed a massive dungeon raid. There's a sea of like 200 glowing loot drops on the ground. Now, imagine having to mash that collect button for every single one. The grind would be absolutely insane.
That's not just a grind, man. That would be an instant rage quit moment for me. But here's the crazy part. In programming, that exact kind of grind is totally real. But thankfully, coders have a legendary power-up to deal with it.
And that power-up? It's called a loop. This is your secret weapon, your ultimate ability for automating all those tedious, repetitive quests in your code. It lets you focus on the real boss battles. So, what even is a loop? It's simple, really. In gamer terms, it's your autopilot. It's basically a game mechanic that repeats an action for you, over and over and over, until a specific condition is finally met.
Exactly. And you see this everywhere in games. It's the magic behind farming enemies for XP, or that NPC who walks the same path in the village all day. It's a turret automatically firing at anything that moves, or even just holding down W to run. All of that's loops in action.
All right, so just like in any good game, you've got different moves for different situations, right? Well, in Python, you have two main types of loops in your moveset, the for loop and the while loop. And knowing which one to use is the key to winning the game.
So let's start with the for loop. This is your go-to move when you know exactly how many times you need to do something. Think of it as being for a fixed, totally predetermined number of repetitions.
Yeah, the perfect analogy for this is an arena battle. The announcer is going to spawn exactly 5 waves of enemies. That number is set before the fight even begins. You're getting ready for a 5-round fight. No more, no less.
And check it out, the code makes perfect sense. Look here, for enemy in range 5. That range 5 part, that's the game master telling you there are exactly 5 enemies. The line of code tucked in below it is your attack. It runs once for each of those 5 enemies, and then, boom, the loop is over. Mission complete.
Okay, time for the other big move in our set, the while loop. And this one is the complete opposite. You use this when you have no idea how many times you need to act. The loop just keeps on going as long as a certain condition stays true.
Oh yeah, this is your classic boss fight. You don't know if it's going to take 10 hits or 100 hits to win. You just know one thing. You keep attacking while the boss's health bar is above 0. The fight's duration is totally dependent on that changing condition. That's so Dark Souls.
And the code is just as intuitive, right? While boss HP greater than 0. As long as that statement is true, the code inside the loop, your attack function, is just going to keep running. The very moment the boss's HP hits 0, that condition becomes false and the loop ends. You've won.
So let's put them side by side. The key takeaway is this. For loops are for a fixed number of runs, like going through every single item in your inventory. While loops are for an unknown number, like waiting for a player to finally press a key. One is basically a countdown, and the other is a constant condition check. Okay, now for the advanced tech. Sometimes you need a little more precise control over your loops. That's where 2 special commands come in, break and continue. Think of these as special moves that let you interrupt the normal flow of the fight. Let's start with break. Just think of this as your rage quit button. It completely and immediately exits the loop, no matter what. Mission over, instantly. Then you've got continue, which is totally different. It's like deciding to skip this enemy. Maybe you run into a mob that has some kind of damage shield. You use continue to just skip your attack on that one enemy and move right on to the next one in line. And hey, here's a little bonus loot for you, the else clause. This is a special block of code that runs only if your loop finishes the way it's supposed to, without you ever hitting that break rage quit button. It's literally a mission complete reward for finishing the whole quest.
Now, every gamer knows that when you find a powerful new skill, you also find new ways to mess things up. And in the world of loops, there's a classic glitch you really need to watch out for, the infinite loop.
Oh, you've definitely seen this. That poor NPC just walking straight into a wall, forever stuck in their animation cycle. That's not just a funny bug. That is a perfect visual of an infinite loop. See? Programmers grind too.
In programming terms, an infinite loop is just a loop whose exit condition is never, ever met. The boss's health never drops to 0, or the counter never reaches its target. It's a nasty bug that can literally freeze your entire game.
But what's really fascinating, and you can see it here, is that sometimes you actually create infinite loops on purpose. A game server, for example, has to run forever, right? It's constantly waiting for players to connect. The trick is, you write it as while true, but, and this is critical, you always include a break statement somewhere inside. That break condition, like a player pressing the quit button, is your essential escape hatch.
And with that, level up. You've now officially unlocked the automation system for your code. You get the core mechanics of how to make your programs do all the heavy lifting for you.
But let's be real. We both know that just knowing the moves in the tutorial isn't the same as actually using them in a real match. Theory alone doesn't get you on the leaderboard.
So, are you ready for the next quest? Because in our next explainer, we're ditching the tutorial and we are jumping straight into gameplay. We're going to build an actual minigame project using loops and everything else you've learned so far.
That's right, it's going to be your inventory, your decisions, and your loops, all working together, just like in a real game. So get your keyboard ready. The next phase starts now.